Hi everyone. Yesterday or the day before, can't remember now, I was contacted by a friend who's a wildlife carer who had a barn owl that she asked me if I would release it, and I haven't released it yet. We'll do that shortly, but I just want to talk a little bit about it first. So, barn owls are, I think, the most widely distributed owl in the world. The barn owls in Australia uh, really only limited by the habitat. They go right into central Australia, some of that really arid stuff right just in the Western Northern Territory and, that little section into WA. Maybe you wouldn't get them there, but they're very widespread right throughout Australia. And this one is an immature female. It was hit by a car just a couple of k's up the road from here, and so this is why she asked me to release it. And it's a beautiful bird. It's just resting. I'm going to release it right at the end of dusk. So not when it's super completely dark, but once all the other birds have settled down, because they will just mob it badly. And we're releasing it back into the territory that it came from. So it was hit by a car, and luckily it doesn't have any broken bones, but it had some soft tissue damage and some ruptured air sacs. And the air sacs are an interesting thing on birds because their lungs work differently to us. That they have air sacs as well as lungs, and so on humans and I guess most mammals, we have a diaphragm that controls the kind of creates a vacuum to suck the air in and out and push it out. Whereas birds don't have that diaphragm, so they have a anterior and a posterior air sac, and it's a bit complicated. I probably can't really remember it all, but the air comes in. Part of it goes into the lower air sac, and into the lungs. And then when they go to expel, it goes from that first air sac uh, into the anterior one. So that's the expelled air. And so some of the air that's held in the lower air sac goes into the lungs then as well. So it takes two cycles for it to come out. And so some of the air sacs were damaged on this little owl. Probably haven't explained air sacs very well, but anyway, look it up. It's an additional thing than what we have with just lungs. So it's a way to store oxygen as part of the breathing cycle, whereas with the lungs you've got the exchange of the oxygen and carbon dioxide going on just within the lungs itself. So anyway, so this poor little bird was looked after for a couple of weeks. Now it's flying quite well in the aviary and it's ready to release. And yeah, so she gave it a feed just before, and I'm not going to show the feeding footage because it's a little bit gross, and I know some people get uptight about it. But there were some mice that were cut up and the bones were crushed, and this is their favourite food. They'll eat small amphibians and other mammals and little reptiles and that as well, but they love mice and house mice, and they do a great service for people in eating mice. But that has brought them into a huge problem with rodenticide that people are using. And at BirdLife, we've created this brochure, and I'll put a link to it just underneath here where you can have a look at that. It's all about bird-friendly rodent control, because the problem is there's lots of what we call second generation um, poisons or rodenticides that will last. So let's say a mouse eats it and gets sick or dies. When that gets picked up by an owl like this barn owl, the residual poison is strong enough to kill the owl. And these barn owls and other owls and other raptors are really getting hammered by this. And so, yeah, second generation anticoagulant rodenticide. So I'm just going to read out. I mean, click on the link below so you can see the exact information. But avoid any rodenticide with these chemicals in it. Brodifalcum, difenacum, flucomorphin, bromadiolone, and diethylalone. I'm not pronouncing them well. You can get this brochure, read that, scan that for more information. There's lots of ways that you can get rid of rodents without killing our wildlife. And I've got to say, Bunnings are absolutely appalling in this. I and many other people have contacted Bunnings and, just asked them not to stock the second generation anticoagulant rodenticides. and they refuse to stop it. And I know there's been petitions. They are so irresponsible about this. So avoid Bunnings until they actually take some responsibility and show some leadership in looking after our wildlife, because their stock standard response, which was probably about 10 paragraphs long, was basically people can make up their own mind, we don't care, and we're just going to make lots of money. I mean, obviously they don't say quite like that, but they do say people can make up their own mind, and so they're sitting back raking in heaps of money while people who don't really know what's going on are just buying what they see, and our birds, particularly barn owls, are suffering. So anyway, look, enough of that. Now let's look at this barn owl. Okay, so here's some footage from before. This is just where the carer Lorraine was getting her out and just showing her to me. And I won't show the feeding bits, but she ate 2 mice, and she had a special high protein formula before she was on the mice as well. So let's have a look at her here.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Put your wing down. There you go. Down. Oops. There we go. Feet up.
Yeah, I see what you
His
mean
feet
about
under there.
the size. Yeah. Oh, wow.
They just take off quickly. Come here. Let's see if I can get the wing out. You ready? Stand up for Scott. Here you go. Feet up.
Oh, look at that. Look at their feet. They're lovely. Oh, wow. That's interesting. So the toes forward here, because you know they're zygodactyl, 2 forward, 2 back, so it must be.
So 3 forward. This one's a little bit weak.
Yeah.
She's still got some crackles under here, so that'll take a little bit of time to heal.
Yeah.
The unfortunate part is if they're in this time of year, if they're out of territory for 2 weeks, they never get accepted back in.
Oh, wow.
So you have to be.
That's why we need to get her back tonight. Yeah.
But she will be fine. She still has crackles, but she does fly. And you can't hear her flying.
Yeah. I think, ospreys have the functional zygodactyl feet, so they can move her toe around. So maybe.
This is the leg that was badly bruised.
Yeah.
She couldn't use it for a long
Oh,
time.
wow.
And I'm not putting my fingers there to see if she can use her feet.
Yeah, don't want to find out. Let's have a look at the claws. Yeah, all good, Jen. Just hang on. Wow. Okay, so I want to let her go just at the very end of dusk, right? So it's still a bit of light, but no birds calling.
Has to be dark.
Dark, okay. Okay, yeah, no, fine.
Dark. Not dark, but
Yep.
fairly dark.
Okay, yep.
Because you don't know what's sitting up there watching.
Yeah, ready to mob her. Yeah.
So both zips are at the top. So you can get a hand on each and just unzip it, drop it down.
Yep.
On the.
Yeah, and I'll stand back and just let her take her time.
Yep.
No worries. Okay. So what a beautiful animal. Now, let's just move on to releasing her shortly when it gets a little bit darker. It's getting late in the afternoon now. Okay, I've just put her in the car. I can feel some movement. I think she's, probably getting a bit more alert. It's darker than it looks. The camera's going to pump up the light on this. So anyway, let's go. Righto, so this is where I was told to let her go. That's the big tree we're hoping she's going to fly into. Here's my car, and the instructions are put the box, the carrier on top of the car, and she could just could take up to 10 minutes for it to fly off, or she might fly out right away. She was hit by a car just over there. So this is her territory. She knows this area. I'm going to wait till it gets just a little bit darker. The sun's below the horizon. There was a currawong that just flew over here. Is it still there? Maybe it's gone. Just flew out of this tree. So I just want a little less activity from the locals. We might give it another 10 minutes or something, and then we're going to do it. Yeah, the camera, you know, pumps the brightness, so it's definitely darker than it looks, but I don't think we're quite dark enough yet. So I'm just going to set the phone up on the tripod here and just film it. I'll stand back here. So we stand back, I'll probably sit down or something, I'll get all away. We'll just see how it goes. Okay, so this is it. All the currawongs have stopped calling. I think I just heard last kookaburra some distance away. Yeah, the glow's really gone down on the horizon. So I'm just going to get the cage out, set it on top of the car. She's actually looking out the side panel. Okay, well, I know you can't see me. This is what happened. She flew out really fast and dead silent. It's amazing. Pretty low, went over that fence, and I looked, she'd actually landed on the grass, and she's taken off again. And I didn't actually see where she went. So she's not there now, she's flown somewhere. So yeah, let's hope everything's good for her from now on. So hope you enjoyed that video, guys. See ya. And thank you to all our wonderful wildlife carers.